New mothers face many challenges. Among these challenges can sometimes be disorders like postpartum depression, which may affect up to 20% of moms. Both parent and child can be negatively impacted by the disconnect that is often caused by postpartum mood disorders. Breastfeeding and skin-to-skin contact both correspond to higher levels of a hormone in the body called oxytocin, which can help to protect moms from the effects of stress. For reasons we don't yet understand, some moms may be vulnerable to stress and they may end up losing this protective effect of oxytocin. On the flip side, we also have a stress system in our body called the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, or the HPA axis, which is the source of how we produce a stress response. Whether we're running away from a lion in the wild or we're having to give a presentation in front of our class, our body goes through the exact same process to help us fight or run away from these types of threats. You can thank this system if you've ever had your hands shake or your heart race when you have to talk in front of a big group of people. The first step in this stress system is the release of a different hormone called CRF, corticotropin releasing factor. Because we can't look at neurons and receptors in human brains, we can turn to mice to help us better understand the stress system in moms. Our special mice allow us to see the receptors for the CRF hormone really easily. They actually glow green in their brains. So you can see that at the bottom right-hand corner. With some staining to the brain tissue, we can also see oxytocin neurons as red. In the hypothalamus of mouse moms, these CRF receptors begin to exist inside of oxytocin neurons for the first time. They don't normally cohabitate in the same neurons in male or female mice at any other point in life. We know oxytocin can help to keep us calm, and activating the CRF receptor starts the stress system, so it seems a little counterintuitive that they would exist together in the same cells, which are those yellow cells. Through numerous experiments investigating a number of different maternal factors, we have found that the number of these coexisting cells increase across the postpartum period. From the day of birth, where there are not too many of these coexisting neurons, to the late postpartum period when we see a lot of them. We have also found that unlike in the early postpartum period when stress does not cause any change in oxytocin hormone levels in the blood, at this later time point when offspring can be weaned from their moms, stress leads to about a 50% decrease in oxytocin levels in the blood. But if oxytocin is a buffer for moms in stressful situations, why would it be adaptive to have less oxytocin? We now believe that the stress receptor may exist in oxytocin neurons to help moms get their priorities straight. Early postpartum, when there aren't too many coexisting cells, it would be important to keep nursing in the face of stress when babies need almost round-the-clock access to milk. On the other hand, late postpartum, when we see a lot of these coexisting cells, activating neurons that contain CRF receptors may tell mom to choose survival over nursing, which actually makes a lot of sense in terms of evolution since the babies don't really need mom as much at this point. There's a lot more work to be done to determine whether these stress receptors are important for postpartum depression in humans, but we hope that this work will contribute to a large and growing body of research that will one day help parents struggling with postpartum psychological disorders.